You know, what I want you to know is I want you to know what this fall is about for us as leaders. When you think about 2020 was a year that was unexpected, of course, and among many things it did, really hard things, it also gave everyone in your life, every organization that we're involved in, every church, it gave us the opportunity to evaluate and reflect on basically everything. And so we, like every church, did that in 2020, and it felt like a year of responding to reality, just like you in your life. And candidly, there's still a lot of that going on, isn't there? At the same time, going into the sabbatical, my sabbatical, which if you don't know, I was on sabbatical this year, April, May, and June, 12 weeks. And during that time, these words kept coming to me, and I want to share those words with you, the same words that I shared with the staff in the session when I came back, words that immediately resonated with all of us. And these were the words, in this order, interestingly: slower, deeper, focused, and together. Slower, deeper, focused, and together. Now, the last word, together, that makes sense to me because we've all felt scattered in so many ways over the past 12 to 18 months. I think all of us feel disconnected from all types of places and things in our life. We kind of feel displaced. And so coming into the fall, we wanted the theme very clearly to be about connection, bringing us back together as we all have felt disconnected and scattered. We wanted the theme to be about connection and envisioning. You see, what's coming into clarity for us is what is the type of church God's calling us to be. And yet, we want to feel open to a process of prayer about what that means for the next 2 to 3 years. And so what I want to give you now is a context for what will be happening alongside the fall ministry plan that I'm going to point out in a minute. And that's this: when I came back from sabbatical, I came back with a renewed desire to lean into our polity. Now, some of you don't know what that word means. It basically just means, as a church, in the Presbyterian Church in America, how are we supposed to lead? What is the leadership structure? And we are a church made of representative leadership with elected elders. And what's important for you to know is that because I'm the senior pastor and you see me a lot and I have that title, I'm not the CEO of NewCity. That's not how this works. I have one vote, just like every other elected pastor and elder that you have has one vote. I have a unique role, a role filled with privilege and responsibility. But nevertheless, I'm the chief servant of these leaders to lead in prayer and say, let's ask God where we're going and how we're going to get there. And so when I came back, what that means for this fall concretely is that last Sunday kicked off with the session, that's all of the elders. It kicked off a strategic planning process this fall where we're asking the Lord, over the next number of years, how do you want us to lean into our ministry? How do you want us to heed your call for a different pace, a deeper desire, more focus, and together? What does that look like, practically speaking? Now, we know who we want to be. We know who we are. We know Jesus holds everything together. We know that all of us need all of Jesus for all of life. We know that love is the measure of maturity. We know that multiplication is the fruit of maturity. We know that weakness is the way to maturity. We know these things. And yet, where is the Lord leading us to take the next steps? And we want to do it together. I believe, and I've said it in a number of ways, that the best days of NewCity are ahead of us. And it's because I feel the presence of God in our midst in a unique way. And I don't know what that means, but we're leading together as a session. Now, that'll happen simultaneously to this, right? How can you be connected and envisioned ongoingly this fall? So there are many details front and back to let you know what we're doing this fall. As we mentioned in the video, we are not moving forward with community groups as a program any longer at NewCity. Now, if you're in a community group and you continue to thrive as a group, then of course you can continue meeting, and we encourage that under the feast practice of the common rhythm. It's very normal for Christians to get together and have a meal together regularly, and by all means, do that. But as we think about the future of NewCity, we want to move in a direction that gives not less leadership opportunity than community groups gave, but more and more diverse leadership opportunity in this congregation than community groups could give us. We want to account for everyone pastorally in a sense of how can we do congregational care in a way that will be more robust and rigorous than community groups allowed us to do, not less robust and rigorous. So these are the things we're thinking about. And what we want to invite you to do, you may say, hey, this is a lot of stuff. Whatever happened to that simpler thing or that slower thing? Let me just be really clear. What we absolutely desire everyone to make every effort to do is to join us for corporate worship, gathered worship on Sunday morning. This is the pinnacle of the Christian week, a smorgasbord of grace, as I've heard it said. Where else do we get to come sing together and pray together and participate in the sacraments? Okay? So we want you to do this, and there is one other thing we want everyone to make every effort to be a part of, and that's the first thing on the front of your handout, which is our community gathering. Our community gathering is going to be in this room on Sunday evenings, the second Sunday of the month. So that's once a month. Once a month in the evenings, second Sunday. You'll see the dates right here. You can mark those off on your calendar. When we come together, it's going to give us the opportunity to speak to you about this ongoing strategic planning process. We want to let you know what we're thinking. We also want to envision you increasingly in who we are as a congregation. But it won't just be us talking to you. We're building an opportunity where you get to talk to one another in this time. It's not just you listening to us, but it's you getting to know people and connecting with people and many other things. So that's the second Sunday of the month. We're going to provide childcare. We're going to provide light refreshments, and we would love for you to come. This is for everyone. If this is your first Sunday and you're like, yeah, I'll come on the 12th, you're more than welcome. If you've been here all 14 years, please come. So this is for everyone. Now, as you look, if there's anything else on here that resonates with you and where you are and would be helpful for you, of course, come to that. This wasn't haphazard in the things that we chose, right? A lot of our elder visits that we've been doing inform what we thought was important for connection and envisioning this fall. We thought through this. So if you see anything else, we'd love for you to come. But remember, the two things particularly, gathered worship and the community gathering the second Sunday evening of every month. You okay? Obviously, that was a lot, and as you can tell, I'm truly, truly grateful and excited